It is something that this orchestra has wanted to do for a long time. But it's taken a long time to develop this orchestra to the point where they could approach it. This is, our orchestra is a combination of university and community. And we have students, we have music majors, we have non-music, we have science majors who play music, we have faculty, we have staff, we have a lot of community members. So it is something we'd been planning for a while. And then my friend Jerry Amond got me turned onto this Blumina movement, which is sort of long lost movement, which I thought would historically be kind of interesting. It's not done very often. And, he dropped it after the third performance. It was part of, in 88 or 89, when he composed the piece. It was a tone poem in 2 parts with 5 movements. And then by the time he played it he revised it again and played it in Hamburg and Weimar. And then I don't know whether it was a review or whether it was his own idea, but he suddenly changed the whole thing. He dropped the program, went back to 4 movements, dropped the name Titan, and just said, Symphony for Large Orchestra in D. That was it, and it was the 4 movements. So it wasn't rediscovered. In 1959, apparently, a Mrs. Osborne, I guess a wealthy donor, bought it at an auction and donated it to the Yale Library. She had a collection in the Yale Library, and it was not until '66 one of Mahler's biographers discovered that this was the original. This was the Hamburg edition, the 3rd performance or 2nd performance edition of the piece, and it had this movement in it. It is a massive undertaking, and this is this symphony. This will be the concert. We're not doing anything else. Of course, as I told you before, we rehearse once a week. It's the nature of our orchestra, and so it takes a while, to work on it. But I think it's very interesting. To do this. It is a massive symphony. It requires a very large orchestra. We have 7 horns, and then a 5th trumpet comes in, actually as a horn part at the end. So it does take tremendous resources to be able to do it. But I think it'll be interesting. The Blumina movement actually is very gentle, and it's for a small orchestra and 1 trumpet. I think it'll be an interesting combination. We're doing it as the 2nd movement. The other reason why I'm doing this concert is because recent issues regarding the Louisville Orchestra. And so this is kind of a focus on the value of having something like that. And we will be joined by, I think it's 13 members, former and current members of the Louisville Orchestra. Who are going to play with us and help us expand our numbers. And also, it's very good of them to do this, and I'm really looking forward to it. And the concert is Sunday, April the 17th at 3 o'clock in the afternoon at IU Southeast in the concert hall of the Ogle Center. And the box office has information on tickets. It's not very much money. And the performance will be just the Mahler Symphony. And I am going to talk a little bit about the symphony, about this history of the Blumina movement. Certainly it will be unique because I doubt that the people in this area will hear at least the symphony in its entirety that way. And as you mentioned, it's not heard very often. So it should be a very wonderful Sunday afternoon, and I hope that people will come join us.